is with respect to Lagrange points. It is well known to all of you that, like, we had a mission called Aditya-L1 mission, and Aditya-L1 mission, it is said that it would be placed in Lagrange point, and now it has been placed in Lagrange point. So we have to understand what are Lagrange points. Okay, what are Lagrange points and why we are placing these things in Lagrange points. Okay, what is the advantage if we place them? Okay, so just look at this statement. Lagrange points are nothing but these are the points where the gravitational pull of two large masses precisely equals to the centripetal force required for a small object to move with them. That means, assume that there are two large celestial bodies. Assume Sun and assume Earth. So Earth and Sun are two large celestial bodies. So Sun will have its own gravitational pull of attraction, and Earth also will have its own gravitational pull of attraction. Okay, so what are Lagrange points means? Lagrange points are those points where the gravitational pull of attraction of two large masses will be equivalent to the centripetal force of a small object. Let's say, for example, we are taking, and this is, let's say, this is the Sun, and let's say this is the Earth. Okay, and Sun will have its own gravitational force, and Moon also will have, sorry, Earth also will have its own gravitational pull. Okay, so it will have its own gravitational pull. Now, what is Lagrange point means? It is a place at somewhere. It is not exactly at the middle or this side, that side. It would be somewhere where, if we are placing one small object which is moving, so usually you might have understood that for any moving object there would be two kinds of forces that would be acting. Okay, so if you say, for example, if this is a moving object, so there would be a force which is acting from center towards outside. Okay, so what do you call that force? Centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is the force that acts from center towards outside. Okay, that is centrifugal force. And there would be other force which acts towards the center. Okay, so from outside to the center, that force would be known as centripetal force. Okay, centrifugal force, centripetal force. Centripetal force means it acts towards the center. Now you see how this will act. So this is how this would be. Centripetal force. Okay, so in other words, to represent, just we are concerned with centripetal force only, so that's why I would represent only centripetal force. Now what happens? You see, all things will act towards the center. So here, as they are acting towards center, they will give a kind of momentum. So it is acting, so it will get a push. So that's how it can rotate. So centripetal force is one such thing. Okay, so it helps in that motion. That means for any moving object, centripetal force would be there, which is acting towards the center. So now look at this and look at this. So Sun and Earth. Sun and Earth. So Lagrange points are those places where the gravitational pull of two large masses like Sun and Moon, net force will be equivalent to the centripetal force of this object. Okay, so when the centripetal force is equal to this net gravitational pull, so let's say that what will happen, so this is the place where we can place this object without using any further fuel. That means it can stay there constantly stably without using further fuel. That means it doesn't need to require to spend additional fuel for its existence. Are you getting that? That means it can be held there without utilization of fuel. So fuel consumption would be reduced. So that is the purpose why we are looking for such points called Lagrange points. Okay. Yes. Centripetal force won't cancel. Gravitational forces will cancel. Gravitational forces will get cancelled. That means this side Earth's gravitational pull is working, this side Sun's gravitational pull is forcing. So net would be there something where this net will be equivalent to centripetal force. Okay. So when it is equivalent to centripetal force, this object will neither move towards this side, this will neither be pulled towards that side. It will be held there. Then what will happen to centrifugal force? Anyhow, it is acting towards the outside. That's it. So, but particularly we are talking centripetal force. If centrifugal force, with the help of centrifugal force only, it can move. So, as centripetal force, it is dominating. So, it stays there and it rotates there. It can rotate there. Likewise. Okay. So that's how it works. So this is how we can make an object stable in this space. So that is the objective of the Lagrange points. So if we talk from the perspective of the Earth and Sun, we have 5 Lagrange points altogether. So Lagrange point 1, Lagrange point 2, Lagrange point 4, 3, 5 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 Lagrange points that we have. So I have already said that it is not necessarily that they should be there in between. So they can be anywhere. Okay. So here what happens? We picked Aditya-L1 mission and we have placed the Aditya-L1 mission in Lagrange point 1. So can you see this green point? So at this place we have fixed, because it was one thing, it was nearest to Sun and nearest to Earth, and other thing, it was also in between Sun and Earth, so that Sun can be studied betterly. The chief mission of Aditya-L1 was it is a solar mission. So to study about the Sun's corona, Sun's chromosphere, photosphere, protosphere, all those things. So it was intended for that purpose. So if we place it here, we can study the Sun also better. So that was the chief motto. So one thing, it is nearer to Earth. So L2 is also nearer, but problem is that it will go away from the Sun. So if you see from this perspectives, so that's how we have placed it in L1. Okay, so that is basically L1. Yes. So it's not moon, it's the satellite. We are saying it. So there is no relationship with respect to that things here, dear. In the sense, tides would be, it is with respect to Sun, Moon and Earth. But here the concept is altogether different. Here we are discussing it with respect to space. We are discussing it with respect to space, and the objects also varies here. It is Sun, Earth and satellite we are discussing. Like we will be placing the satellite at these points so as to obtain the information, that's it. Okay. And remember, it is not exactly like what happens with respect to tides and all those things. So here you see Lagrange point can be here also. So can be here also, can be here also, can be here also. So that is different concept. Okay. So then you see, what is the chief use of it? When we put objects in these areas, these points in the space can be used by spacecraft to reduce the fuel consumption needed to retain in the position. So fuel consumption can be reduced if you are placing that. That means it can stay there and it can obtain the information. So there might be the issue that after some time fuel may get exhausted. So to overcome such kind of things, to obtain more and more benefits, so Lagrange points would be useful for us. Okay, so that is Lagrange points.